no. Uh-oh, we're in trouble now.
Ted, I'm sorry. I'll tell him it's all my fault. I'll tell him it's all my fault.
No, it's okay. We don't have to. We work late. Come on.
No, wait, that's not the point. It's noon. I never sleep till noon. Oh, no, the ceremony. The ceremony for Mary. Ted, come on, your dad's waiting for us.
It's not for hours.
James!
What?
James coming home.
James!
He's coming home today, and I haven't done anything. I mean, look at this place. I haven't cleaned it up. I haven't dusted. I haven't mopped.
Yeah, we gotta get to it. You know how Jane, of course, hates servants, especially for men. Now, of course, you're the perfect servant right here for her, but,
No, why am I doing this?
I don't know. I wake you up and you're, like, running around like the building's on fire.
Why did you wake me up to make me nervous like this?
Why did I wake you up? I'll tell you why I woke you up.
Oh, is that all?
Is that all?
Girls, it's only me.
Hello, officer. Yeah, I'd like to report a missing person. Her name is Courtney Capwell, but she goes by Boom Boom Natush.
I'm sorry, I didn't think it would take me so long.
Well, no, officer. At least a couple of hours. When I awoke, she was gone.
I'm sorry, I wanted to surprise you.
I've been looking everywhere for her, officer. I don't know where she is.
Look, I've got our tickets. 2 tickets to Boston tonight at 8 p.m. I hope that's not too late.
Wait a minute. I think I see her. Yeah. She's trying to make a getaway. Hey, wait. She's trying to kidnap the president. But he can't leave. He's already told her that. He's got to stay.
What? Chocolate chip cookies. They're still warm.
Cover them up.
Mason, it's noon, and you're at the Capwell Hotel.
Noon tomorrow?
Yes. I fished you out of the State Street Bistro last night, and I checked you in here.
Why here?
Don't worry, I put it on Cece's tab.
I have a place of my own, sorts.
Yes, but I'm not a weightlifter, unfortunately. It was difficult enough getting you in and out of the elevator. Then you refused to go any further than the couch, so I had to tuck you in here. Are you all right?
Where did you sleep?
In my own bed. Oh, I picked you up a change of clothes. They're right here. By the way, your apartment's a mess. Here are the keys. I had to borrow them. Well, I'll pretend I didn't see that.
I'm sorry, Gina. I'm a skunk.
No, you're not. Well, maybe you are, but what difference does it make? And if you are missing any money out of that wallet, don't blame me. You were doing some heavy spending last night.
What else did I do?
Talked a lot.
To whom?
Mary, mostly. But I pretended you were talking to me. Oh, that must be breakfast. It comes with the room, so I went ahead and ordered it. I figured if you weren't hungry, well,
Front desk called this morning. Wanted to know if I'd approve your occupancy of the suite.
Well, am I being thrown out?
Why don't you just leave Mason alone, Cece? It's all my fault. I'm the one who checked him in here. And I know what you must think. I mean, finding the two of us together like this.
Why don't you go get your crayons and draw me a picture?
Gina, would you go down to the lobby and make a phone call? Pick up my messages from my service, huh?
Sure.
I think she's really just trying to be an angel of mercy.
Oh. Well, I've always heard something about angels. And the head of a pin. Did you have a rough night?
You mean I look like hell, huh?
I thought you want to know that Mark's confession will stick. He repeated it to the police. Prosecution will be strictly pro forma, so why don't you let somebody else handle it?
We'll see. I'm thinking about taking a leave of absence from the office anyway.
That's a good idea.
Make you nervous? Well, think again. There's some civil suits I want to pursue, and I can't do that when I'm assistant DA.
I won't try to talk you in or out of anything.
Then gird up your attorneys.
All right.
I can keep you in court for years, you know.
Mason, I thought squaring things with Mark would give you some peace of mind. I even had a check drawn up for $2 million you could give to Mary's mother by yourself, but the lawyer said I couldn't settle one suit while another one is still pending.
Nice try, Dad, but no deal. I should have known all of this was just camouflage. I'm going to bleed you dry.
I don't lose sleep over lawsuits, Mason. Let the hotel chain, the insurance companies handle that without me calling the shots. But to put a dollar of value on Mary's life, I find that repugnant.
That's not what I'm doing.
I know. Not easy to stay angry, is it? Takes a lot of planning. Losses to resent, new injuries to keep the pain fresh. Court battles you can't win. You think I'll make that right?
How insightful of you. What are you, a great peacemaker all of a sudden? Revenge has been your steady diet for as long as I can remember.
Oh, you telling me you envy me now? You've never known me to be your knight in shining armor, have you? I want Theda and Christy to have the money. But there's something else. The house. But a dozen empty rooms there. Your room. Take your pick of any room. I'd like you back home.
Thank heavens. I thought Mason probably had you hanging from a hill by your stubby little fingernails.
I'm not worried about the criminal charges. I'll win. It's just the publicity. I'll weather it.
Oh, come on. You've worked too hard to let your career be jeopardized at this point.
I think I have a few good years left.
Don't be grouchy. Here. I have a list of all the slimy things Mason has done. Somewhere on this is something someone can put him in jail for.
Augusta, no. Mason's only doing this because if he doesn't, he'll fall apart. I know how he feels. Maybe CC can talk some sense into him.
The hills are littered with the bones of people who have depended on Cece's good graces. Now, I cannot go off to Tibet knowing that Mason's gunning for you.
Oh, go ahead. Leave me. Don't worry about my splitting fingernails and my 6 gray hairs. Tibet? Mm-hmm. But that's where Lionel's going.
Gone this morning. Won't he be surprised?
Why don't you quit pussyfooting around and either scrap the divorce and remarry him?
Because he's much nicer to me now.
And you're so much nicer to him now. Mm-hmm. It's baffling.
It's romantic.
It's backwards.
Well, I want you to see my stunning new acquisition.
You, Augusta. What are you going to do with those?
What do you mean? They're perfect for the Himalayas. I would do anything for him.
Hey, lady.
Hi.
Wow, how you look.
Tell me more.
What's the doctor been telling you?
Nothing but good.
You better. You want to come out and have lunch with me?
I'd love to, but I'm meeting someone.
What's his name? I'll have to punch him out.
His name is C.C. Capwell. I don't think he's here yet.
That's who was last time. I guess things have changed, huh?
I really haven't talked much about it because I'm not quite sure what's going on. I know that you and C.C. don't like each other very much.
What I feel doesn't matter.
Yes, it does.
You're having lunch with him, not me, right? And if you have to do what makes you happy, that's what I want.
Hey, don't be polite with me. I just want to feel that everything's going to be okay with you and me, no matter what happens.
I'm your son. Doesn't mean I have to approve of your dates.
Even if it's more than just a date?
I'll try to be happy for you.
You're not fighting fair.
I'd like it, that's all I'm saying. You don't have to.
I got an apartment full of my own things.
Bring them. I don't care.
Under what conditions?
No conditions. I don't want you to be alone now, that's all. That's only part of it.
I mean, what rule will I break in 3 weeks that'll get me thrown out again?
I don't think it will. We'll see.
No, I don't think so, Dad. When I know I have to behave, I can't seem to.
All right, Mason. I swear to you here and now, those doors will never be closed to you. You and I arguing, that'll be a foregone conclusion, but I will never use it as a weapon.
I'm not dropping the lawsuit. $25 million in punitive damages. Fight you and your insurance companies like they've never been fought before.
All right.
All right, what?
Will you come home?
I'm worth that much money to you?
Their money.
Your rate increase.
Well, Sophia's waiting for me upstairs. You, make up your mind. Where's my mind? Something I meant to show you.
What's that?
Some, sketches for your approval.
It looks like it's
Stained glass windows, yes. I thought we'd donate them to the church in Mary's name, if you think it's all right. I'm not Catholic. I don't know what's appropriate, what's not. They look nice to me. I thought Mary might like them.
Yeah, they're fine.
Good. It'll take about 3 months. They're having a dedication today of a plaque they're putting up. Starts about 5. I know the funeral before was not pleasant for you. You'll be given the right place and the proper respect this time. It's what it should be.
I don't know if I can, sit.
Okay. We'll be there at 5.
Thank you.
Son, there is so much that... Sorry if I kept you waiting.
You're really a wonder, you know that? I would never have predicted that you'd be like this with Mason.
Oh, well, it's good to know the old boy still has some surprises in him.
I've insulted you.
Can't be done. Are you hungry?
I'm sorry. It's just that you and Mason have always had such a terrible time together. and
Imagine what opinions people must have of me.
you can't see yourself. If you could, you would understand.
Tell me what I'm missing.
You ask me if I have an opinion of you? I don't have one. I have about 20, and they've all been proven wrong time after time.
Good. Marry me, then you can inspect me up close.
I did that once.
If at first you don't succeed.
Let's have lunch.
Can't see yourself either, can you? I'm talking psychologically.
What am I doing?
Got this wonderful smile on your face. I'm amusing you. I've been told I'm not funny at all.
It's probably not one of your most outstanding traits.
I'll tell you something. There isn't anybody in the continental United States I bet laugh at me, apart from Eden. What? Sophia, you don't have to give up anything for me. Do you know that?
Except what?
Except your apartment.
Well, I hope you told Cece where to get off.
You got my messages?
Yes. Let me see. There was a Kevin Welsh that called from Brookburn Industries. He sends his condolences and he wanted
Throw them away, okay?
Can you believe the way Cece jumped to conclusions? Did you see the way he looked at me?
It's all in your mind, Gina.
He always could read me. I can't help the way I overreact sometimes. I've always done it. There's nothing I can do about it. It doesn't mean I have ulterior motives.
No, Gina, your motives always stick above the surface a little like sharks.
Mason, I'm not here to compete with Mary. If I couldn't do it before, I can hardly do it now, even if I wanted to, which of course I do. I realized that what happened between you and me was wrong. It caused a lot of problems. It caused the breakup of my marriage and for you to be thrown out of your home. And Mary turned her back on you and married that awful doctor. I regret a lot of things that happened, but I never regret you.
Don't make me be cruel, Gina.
Okay. That's not what's important anyway. I mean, it's not why I'm here. I really like you. And you've never been that terrible to me. Besides, if I judged people by how they treated me, I wouldn't have anybody to talk to. So never mind my little thoughts.
Thanks for rescuing me, Gina.
Are you leaving?
Yeah. Why don't you call room service and order lunch on Dad?
Ted called. He left you a message and said there was going to be some kind of ceremony at the chapel later today.
Yeah, I know about it.
Well, are you going to go?
I don't think so.
Can't say that I blame you. Must be hard to listen to people say I'm sorry over and over again. You know, I'm really going to miss Mary. Even though she and I never exactly hit it off. She had more class than anybody I ever knew.
Courtney, all right, I know I said last night.
You said that you wanted to go to Boston.
I do, but not yet.
When, then?
I don't know.
Well, what am I going to do in the meantime, Pearl? I don't live here. I don't work here.
I'll meet you there, later.
I knew that was coming. I knew it. So you'll send me off by myself, and you'll say you'll come, but you won't, and there I'll be.
I'm not sending you off anywhere, and if you think I'm such a deceitful little weasel, then why do you care what I do?
Okay. I'm sorry. I didn't mean it.
No, don't apologize. You're in the right.
Give me some kind of sign, will you? I know you can live without me, Pearl. I'd just like to think that you'd rather not. You're it for me. If you tell me to go, I'll go. If you ask me to stay, I'll stay. There's no use in pretending or giving any kind of ultimatums. I don't know when it happened, but somewhere along the line, you became the most important thing in my life.
Oh, wow. I never intended that. I don't want anybody to feel that way for it.
Tough if some genie locked me away in a bottle or put me in an institution or... I'm sorry, but there's this little voice that's persistent inside my head telling me that it's Kelly. She's the reason that you're staying.
Kelly? It's not just her. It's all those people that are locked up in there. I cannot just waltz away from them, knowing what I know about Rollins.
What do you know about Rawlings? You know that he didn't give you your brother's letters, that's all. So he's thoughtless, aren't we all?
Those people, they depend on me.
So do a lot of us. But then what sets them apart is that suddenly it matters to you. Pearl, don't let me lose you.
Eden told me about the dedication. I got the wrong time?
The others will be here shortly. Won't be too many, just family.
Ah, well, then maybe I should just...
No, stay, please. I asked Eden to get you here. Early. Yeah, it's another underhanded trick by C.C. Capwell. And right here in the church, too.
Well, why don't you just spare me the next one and tell me what you want so I can turn you down without any further ado?
Oh, well, you certainly had me vague. Well, my first thought was to offer you a job. That's what I do when I want to purchase somebody's goodwill.
Only the surroundings prevent me from telling you.
I know. The trouble is with people I respect enough to care about their goodwill, it doesn't always work, so I don't know why I even persist in it. I've asked your mother to marry me.
What did she say?
Not quite no, but close. She will say yes.
Think so?
Oh, yeah. I have to yet to turn my mind to something I've not been able to accomplish.
And then whatever you have in mind for me, I'm sure will be a first, won't it?
Well, I would like your blessing, but I don't think I'm going to get it, so all I can ask you to do is not oppose the marriage or try to dissuade her.
Sophia's not like you, C.C. She doesn't need anybody's goodwill. I don't think she cares what I think.
I don't want your mother to have to make a big decision between the two of us. Sophia, I know, loves me for reasons I can't even understand any more than you can, but I'm certain she loves you, and if she loses your affection, it'll be a big blow to her. So I'm trying to gather all the things around her that'll make her happy. And I'm asking you for permission to be an adjunct to my family.
What, kind of an auxiliary member?
Call her what you want.
Look, I really don't need to stand here and negotiate Sophia's future. Now, I know that you'd love to strip Lionel of another son the way you did Warren, but being a weekend Capel holds no particular glamour for me. Now, if you're shrewd enough to know that you have nothing that I want, then you should realize that I don't need no incentive to allow Sophia to do what she wants with her life. Not even you can make me turn my back on her.
That's all I have to hear.
You really are a lost soul, aren't you? I never knew that. That you need her that much.
You think I could make you happy? I don't know why I haven't yet.
It would take so little. Humiliating, but true.
Okay, if it's important to you that I go out there, I
No,
will do
what's
that
important
with you.
to me is that you want to go, and you don't. So
I just have to be sure that Rollins is on the up and up. You
Pearl,
understand that?
why do you feel like you're these people's only salvation? Why do you have to give their doctor some seal of approval? It's obvious to me that Kelly is getting better.
Oh, yeah, she is, but not because of him.
Are you taking the credit?
Courtney, people who don't fit in, who don't walk or talk, or look like those pretty people on the back of cornflakes boxes, they get ground down really fine. Michael Baldwin Bradford III. He never realized that. Except me, I think that I'm beginning to. You see, when Brian died, and I became Pearl, I fell in with a group of people who were a heck of a lot crazier than all those other people at the ward today. They saved me. You know what a spleen is?
Of course.
Well, they didn't used to. Doctors would come across this weird thing and they would just summarily cut it out. They didn't know that it made all those wonderful white little cells that kept everything healthy. You see, Owen, Alice, and all the rest of them in there, that's what they're like. I mean, we may not know who they are, but we need them. We can't just cut them out.
Ideals are wonderful. Low upkeep, and they never complain. I'm not saying you're lying, Pearl, because if you say it, I'll believe almost anything. But what I most want to believe, you never get around to saying. You stay. I'm gonna go. You see, I don't think that I'm willing to drive myself crazy trying to convince you that you need me too.
I wish Mason had come. He would have been pleased.
Well, the window should be up by November. Father Metcalf said we'll have a blessing then for the parish. He can come then. Excuse me.
Is it over?
I wouldn't stick around if I were you.
Ellie, I'm surprised to see you here.
Well, Mary was a good friend to me, sir, when I was an employee of yours.
Yes, Mary was more than just an employee for us.
Yeah, I think you ought to get used to Haley sticking around, though, Dad.
What does that mean?
Well, I just hope you think that same way about Haley when she becomes part of the family. Come on.
Ted, can I speak to you for a minute?
I'm sorry, Dad, we got to go to work right now.
Wait, Ted, I think we have a few minutes.
She doesn't mind waiting, Ted.
Dad, if my marrying Haley's got you so caught up, then you just better get over it. Because I'm doing this without consultation from you. Now, come on.
What happened?
I think Ted has announced his intentions to marry Miss Benson.
Really? What did you say?
Not a word. However, I still need to lead him to think that my fondest wish has come true.
It's kind of strange. You see, they just decided on their own that it was too early for them to live together.
Well, if he's going to do it, the least I can do is find out if he's going to be stuck with a millstone around his neck for the rest of his life.
Can I please remind you of your record? To my knowledge, you've never been able to change Ted's mind about anything.
I'm not even going to try, but I will get a squad of detectives to check her out to make sure she is as innocent and unassuming as she says she is. And then we'll see.
See what?
Speaking of millstones, what are you doing here?
Nothing.
Что плохого в том, что...
Just one.
I'm going to be real blunt about it. It's a stupid idea.
Tell me why.
What are you going to find out that's going to make any difference to Ted? That she's illegitimate, that she's a backlog of parking tickets, that she's a Martian? He's going to love Haley anyway.
He doesn't love Haley.
Why do you think he's marrying her then, Cece, for her money?
That's precisely what I'm afraid she's marrying him for.
Not true. At all. And even if you are right, what would you do? Cut off his inheritance to save your assets? I doubt that, not after what's happened with Mason. I know you love Ted, and I also know why you're being so protective. The same thing happened to you.
All right, so I never inquired into Gina's background. It's a mistake I'll regret to my dying day.
And Mason told you all about Gina at the time. Did it make a difference? No, you went ahead and married her. It's not going to make a difference.
All right. No detectives.
Thank you.
You see? Well, I need you around to yell at me all day long.
They yell at you? Sorry.
I don't know if that's going to make me forgive you. I'm very sensitive. I have feelings.
I'd have to hire my own detective to ascertain that.
Sure, keep being funny to me. Be cute. Go ahead.
I like you.
So?
So maybe I'll kiss you.
Want to tell me what the rush is?
I'm sorry it came out that way with Dad.
Sorry, Ted. You were dying to tell him.
I was just discussing the possibilities, Haley.
Well, you're making it sound like it's going to happen tomorrow.
It could.
Well, you'll have to do it on your own. Oh, well, why should that stop you?
So you don't ever want to get married then, is that it?
I would like to be asked. Anyone would.
I'm asking.
Oh, no. Don't be insane. You don't think I don't know why this whole subject has come up in the first place? Look, I'm not accepting proposals that are ricocheted in my direction out of nowhere. Was I even supposed to hear it?
I'm not the one you should be mad at. My dad, he didn't want me bringing you to the church at all.
Why do you think you're better than him? He doesn't think I'm your equal. Obviously, you don't either.
You know who you're starting to sound like?
Oh, now when I have an idea in my head, you think somebody put it there. Well, I'll let you know something. I don't have to have Jane or anybody tell me how to lead my life.
Wait. Don't start comparing me to Dad. I don't lie. I don't jerk people around. I don't worship money or power the way he does.
Maybe not. But you're just like him. You are used to it like him. Haley, why don't you quit your job? Haley, let's take the day off. Haley, let's go tell the landlord to take a flying leap into the lake. Ted, you can say anything to anybody because you know deep down nothing's ever going to happen to you.
Can we rein in a little bit here, please? Haley, we are not talking about my father, about money, any of that. Now, but do I have to remind you that I am as broke as you are, and I did this to prove that I am capable of being in love with you.
I am not broke. I support myself.
You know what I mean, Haley. It's not the issue here.
Issue? It's about two people, a relationship which I'm not a part of. It's you and your father, and I could care less what he thinks about me. And you know something? I couldn't marry you. I couldn't even bluff a marriage with you just for you to get one up in this argument. And if you slept with me just so you can prove to Daddy that you're as big as man as he is, then I'm sorry it ever happened. No, wait, Ted, I didn't mean that.
Hey, you could have fooled me.
I didn't. Ted, don't go.
Did he leave?
Oh, Gina, what are you doing here?
Go after him. Look, never mind how I got in. I jimmied the door. If you want to marry Ted Capwell, it's now or never. Cece is hiring some detectives to look into your background, and we both know what they'll find out.
I thought that you would show up. Eventually, the dedication was short and simple.
I was trying to avoid...
Your absence made more of an impression than you actually being here, but of course you already know that.
Julia.
I suppose it would be too much to hope to be left alone right now.
I'm sorry, but I'm afraid it would. I don't know how much longer you're going to be unable to conduct human relations, but there are things that need to be considered, Mason.
Shoes on the other foot. When it was David that rode off into the sunset, alive and unscathed, well, heaven help the poor man that said a word amiss to poor jilted Julia.
I'm not belittling your grief, Mason, and I'm certainly not going to compete with it. But it's a little much when you try to ruin somebody's life, and then you tell that injured party that you're just simply not in the mood to discuss it. I've been to the courthouse. You've been busy, haven't you?
I was there.
You dropped the charges against your father, but yet you set up a court date for me.
I can't stand this. Mason,
What you're accusing Julia of, she did not do. She had no intention of defending Mark McCormick. She just wanted to make sure he went to prison. I will swear to that anywhere you want.
I have already told him all of that.
She thought the rape wouldn't be proven in court, so she jeopardized her entire profession for Mary. I tried to talk her out of it, so why don't you sue me too? Say something. Do you believe me? I'm not going to let your family keep avenging themselves on the people I love. Do you believe me?
Maybe.
Thank you for that. I'm sorry about your loss. Julia, I have to catch a plane.
I'll be right there. You're not going to drop the charges, are you?
Quite a testimonial.
You don't care either, do you?
Augusta seems to believe it, but is it true? And if it's true, do I owe you a debt of gratitude because you decided to let Mark pay for his crime?
The charges I'm accused of are criminal negligence leading up to Mary's death. Forget gratitude. I'm asking for fairness, Mason.
What are we doing up on the roof with Mary and Mark? Did you arrange it?
No.
If not, why didn't you try to stop Mark?
There's nothing to stop, Mason. We're not solving a murder here. What happened was a terrible accident, and Mark had nothing to do with it, and I certainly didn't. And you won't be able to prove otherwise, Mason, and even if you try...
Why? You put Augusta on the stand and get yourself disbarred.
Do you think that this is what Mary would want for you right now? This kind of self-indulgence and accusations?
Mary doesn't answer me anymore. But she wouldn't say the things you're saying.
That's right. She loved you. And that should be all you need to know. She wouldn't blame you for anything, Mason. She wouldn't blame you for the fact that she was up on the roof with Mark. She wouldn't blame you for driving her and insisting that she take this private agony of hers and turn it into a public matter. I'd say it. But she wouldn't. She wouldn't blame you for anything. So you don't have to fire a flurry of documents in every direction to keep those of us who know what happened from pointing a finger at you. We know that you pushed her too far, Mason. But you didn't kill her. I'm sorry. But that just needed to be said.
Tell him that you were wrong. Tell him that you only got so upset because you didn't think he was serious.
No other way.
Tell him there's a way that he can prove to you that he wants to marry you. By going to Vegas tonight. Tell him he can get the rings there or buy you one when he gets back.
Will you just shut up?
All right, fine.
You know, Gina, it's all you and your crazy schemes that get me into all this trouble.
I don't remember twisting your arm, Haley.
You didn't have to. What was I supposed to do? I gave you my money. I drove your getaway cars. I told all your stupid lies.
All right, Haley. I'm sorry if I had a few problems of my own.
You and your problems. I'm sick of it. You know, most normal people don't go over the brink if they can't buy a new dress.
I don't know what I'm asking you to do that's so unthinkable. Do you want to marry Ted or don't you?
Oh, please. How long do you think it would be before he finds out that I've been lying to him? Oh, I forget. Why do we marry? For love or alimony?
Do you have a better idea?
Yeah. Telling him the truth.
Ted?
Just get out.
You talk about crossing over the line, going over the edge. Look at you. You're nuts. I thought you realized that Ted was a Capwell first and foremost. Well, once he finds out that you and I are related, you'll never see him again.
Hello? Yeah, I'd like to talk to you, too. All right, I'll be here.
Is that Ted?
He's on his way over, and he wants you out.
All right, Miss High Principles, your evil Aunt Gina is signing off, but you're on your own, and don't say I didn't warn you.
Well, if I'm going, I should be going.
Me too.
You're supposed to wait till the last minute and then change your mind. And the last minute is here. See, I'm even willing to do the coaching.
Courtney, this is not forever. I'll be there.
We're always on the verge of something really wonderful. Do you love me? Why did I ask that?
I don't know. I mean, it's something that I have never ever had before, so I don't know what it would feel like.
You'd know. It's okay.
I know it's not over.
You'll come back to me?
We're gonna spend more time together, you know that. Courtney, you could probably make me say a whole lot more, but then you would know whether or not to believe it.
All I want is a fighting chance if you can give me that.
How?
By promising me that you won't fall in love with anyone else?
Well, that's like promising that I won't get hit by a truck.
No.
Why would I?
Is it really that hard to say?
Okay, I won't. Just let Cupid try and get past this, huh?
He didn't give you his name, at least. Mary, give me a sign. Anything. You love me? Please forgive me. I'm sorry.
You?
Maybe I should stay here and wait until they come.
Go.
I love you.
Hello? Commander Rollins, please.
I'm sorry.
You were right about some of those things, Haley.
No, I had no business.
No, you did. No, you did. I guess I just think I can get mad at my dad and like myself, no matter how I am with other people. It just doesn't work.
Dad, there were things that I said that...
It's the things that you said, I'm glad you said them. You've been wanting to say for a long time, and I'm glad you said them, Haley.
No, there are things that I should have said, but I've been holding back.
Yeah, well, maybe me too. I love you. Maybe if I said that after each sentence, it wouldn't have gone this far.
I guess I got carried away.
Yeah, that doesn't mean that we're terrible people, though.
No.
You know, you're right. I did try to get back at my dad. You know, I just don't like the way he treats you sometimes. I mean, things that matter to him, you know, well, like your family and where you're from, they just don't bother me at all. Not at all. That thing I said earlier about wearing you right there on the spot, I meant it. Something I've been thinking about for a long time, Haley.
You have?
Yeah, I wanted to bring it up to you earlier, but I was afraid, I don't know how you'd really act with Dad, and didn't want a big battle.
Dad, I'd hate to be the reason why your father would never speak to you again.
That's not gonna happen. My dad, we're still talking. He yells at me.
Yeah, well, even so. But before we even mention marriage again,
wait a minute. That's the problem here. We gotta stick to the things that are right in front of us when we're having a little argument. Can't get sidetracked. All right? Like, I don't want to talk about if I'm spoiled or not.
You're not.
And why I wanted to make love to you.
I'm sorry. That was the worst thing I could have ever said.
I know you didn't mean it. on, let's not get into one of these again, all right?
Okay. If you can forgive me. Ted, the thought of me living with you for the rest of my life.
Yeah, it's not that awful, is it? Huh?
Means everything to me.
Good.
Cece.
What fate, worse than death, would decree that I see you everywhere I turn today? You are like a plague of locusts. Get out of my house.
Wait, it's about Ted and Haley.
What about them?
Have you talked to them since they were in church this afternoon?
Why? What happened?
Well, nothing. I just heard you and Sophia discussing their pending marriage, and I feel awful about it. I was thinking maybe I could help.
Oh, you want to be my friend again?
Well, you said you were going to hire a detective to find out more about Haley.
You make as likely a detective as you do a biophysicist.
Whatever you say. But what you want to know, I already do.
You wouldn't get a penny out of me if you auctioned off everything down to your kneecaps. I mean, anything that you was obvious enough for you to know, don't you think I could find out?
Maybe not.
Maybe so. Get out the door there.
Haley's my niece.